How's it going, everybody? So today I'm gonna do a little bit of saw maintenance. I'm gonna clean up all of my saws, power wash, do the air filters, adjust all the chains, get all this stuff out of there. It just gets everything hot for no reason. Keep your saws clean, they run longer. All right, so I guess I'll start with showing you my smallest saw first. This is a Stihl 011 AVT. 14-inch bar, don't mind the chain. Last time I used it, I used this to go riding. Put it in my backpack when we're out on the dirt bikes, and if we come across a tree in the trail, I'll use it to cut the tree up. Well, came across a tree, it was a couple feet off the ground. I cut the wrong side of it, and it pinched it. When I pulled the bar out, it ripped the chain adjuster threads, so I gotta get that. And then I should be back in action with this little guy. But we're gonna get it cleaned up here and ready besides that. Who knows, I might even be able to fix it just by taking a look at it. The next saw, this is an MS260 Pro. Honestly, favorite little saw. If you're gonna cut something small in your yard or you're a homeowner, you want a professional grade saw that you're never gonna have to have issues with, go buy another one. The Stihl MS260. This thing blows the farm boss out of the water. It keeps up with a wood boss, and this is only a 50cc saw. So I'll show you the next one now. My next saw, this is a Stihl MS362C. It's got a 20-inch bar. It's got felling dogs on it. This was actually my first pro saw. Bought this once I had about 10 hours on it. Some kind of sensor went bad in it. The dealer never told me what the sensor was called, but a sensor ended up going bad in it. The saw would not idle. It would just come down to an idle and die. Tried resetting the CM-tronic, no luck. Brought it to the dealer, he replaced the sensor. It cost me almost $300 to get this saw back and running with less than 10 hours on it from new. Absolutely insane in my eyes, but what can you do? It's back in action, and to be honest, I really don't use it that much anymore, especially since I got my next saw, which is my 462C. This is my favorite saw. Power to weight on this saw is great. When I'm cutting cordwood, it's not too heavy. You don't get tired holding this thing for an hour. I drilled a hole in the muffler and I built an end cap, but it got super hot and warped. Just to get a little bit more flow through it, help it run a little bit cooler. But I want to get all these cleaned up so they stop looking like they do. And the big boy. This is my Stihl MS661. It's got an Egan straight shot, as you can see there. And it's got a max flow on it. Now, things I didn't know when I ordered the Egan straight shot. When they showed the picture of the Egan straight shot, they didn't show that screw right there or that screw, but it's two screws. It looks great. It sounds awesome. My neighbors hate me, but that's okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna start pulling these apart. I'm gonna throw you on a time lapse. We'll get them cleaned up. Alright guys, well, I just got them all broken down. The 661 is pretty clean inside, but I'm going to be spraying them out, so I might as well spray it out. 462, caked. As I said, one of the saws I run the most. 362, a little bit in there. I try to keep these things pretty clean. The 260, also run a lot. Caked. This thing, I don't think it's ever been cleaned. Threads, though, look perfect on the adjuster, so hopefully I can just adjust it back into place and we'll be good to go on that one. So I'm gonna go get the power washer set up and hang out, and I'll get these cleaned up. All right, finally got them all set up out here. I got some simple green right here, but it's just simply not green. So hopefully it'll work. It's in an Armor All bottle. Hopefully they come out looking like I sprayed them with Armor All when they're done. So I'm gonna spray them all down here, and I'll set you up on a time lapse and let's see what they look like when they're done. Well, they're all cleaned up now. Just letting them dry off a little bit. We got them all standing up so the water's draining out the exhaust if there any got in there. So I'm gonna let them dry off here for about 15 minutes or so. It's like 90 out in the sun right now, so shouldn't take long. And then I'll get back to it, putting them all back together, doing the change, checking the oil and the gas in them, the air filters, and we'll go from there. So, got everything all cleaned up now and dried off a little bit. I guess I'm gonna try to get this bar readjusted on my 011. See if it still works. Bear with me, I'm trying to get this chain untwisted. Yeah, watch my videos, I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Professional comedian. Definitely not a professional saw guy. Not after that. Alright, let's see if we can tighten this up a little bit. This one's up here. You know that camera wasn't there. Guess what? Chain would have been on there first try. 2.5 seconds. Pull that camera out though. It's all over. So I like to run my chain just so the tips of my teeth lightly pull out of the bar. I don't want too much tension on it. Guys, this saw is perfect and ready to go. So throw this one back in the rack and it is good for next time I need it. Grab that 260 Pro, we'll throw it up there and we'll get the bar on it and get it adjusted. So the 660 is done. Sorry guys, shut you down. So this is what the 660's filter looks like. Very little sawdust on there. A little bit on this side, but not super bad by any means. Nothing I'm concerned with. So this cover just pushes back on there and that's it. Locked down just like that. All right. Now the 260. Let's see what this thing's filter looks like. That needs to be cleaned bad. I gotta grab a flathead and I'll be right back. All right, I grabbed the flathead and I popped these covers off. So, come on, 62, work with me here. There's a little bit in there, but they're not bad by any means. But I'm gonna pull them off and we'll blow them out real quick and get them back in there and we are done. Alright, got all the filters blown out. Slap these covers back in here. These are super nice how they lock in. Super simple. Just set them in place. Oh, this one's going to be a pain because I said it was super simple. There we go. Set it in place. You grab your flathead. And you just... Oh. A tour of my saw, guys, and how I go through, get everything all cleaned up and ready to go. Let's see, I'll settle these up real quick, get a cool picture of them. And the big girl. Well, guys, I hope you liked today's cleaning video. They look a lot better than when we started. I'm sure they're gonna run a lot cooler.